Hi there, Gemini. I hope you guys are doing really well. I want to go ahead and thank you for your patience. I'm a little bit late on these readings. I had some emergency dental work to experience and had to take a bit of a break for a while. Um, yeah, this reading is in regard to October 2024 at a glance. So we're going to go through the weeks here and talk about some of the astrology that's associated with these with these periods in time here. And I will be touching backward a little bit just to kind of give you a start from the beginning of the month because I did miss it. So just overall through this month as well, Gemini, we have Mars in Cancer all month long, but also this is going to affect your second house. And so this is basically your house of employment, home, security, income. This can bring positive opportunities for financial gain in a rapid way. It may also require you to be open to a bit of like healthy competition in situations regarding work, or might also ask you to take on new opportunities or take on extra projects, extra duties. And it's asking for you to be careful to not overcommit, but it is a way to get more money in a quicker way. It like pads your wallet pretty quickly. So just be open to working overtime. And going the extra mile. But I would say be careful not to overcommit so you burn out, because no amount of money is worth burnout. So that's kind of to start the energy of the month off throughout the month. Also, to here in your oracle energy, you have new life. New life is an interesting energy just because it talks about new ideas being brought into existence and you nurturing them. It's kind of like an ace in tarot. And you have an ace here. Okay. Aces are new possibilities and potentials that you have to breathe life into. You have to nurture them into existence, but they are there for you and they are ready to be planted. That seed needs to be planted so that you can actually make something from it. Here, this is like breathing fresh air into a situation. Or situations kind of renewing themselves. Throughout this month, too, especially to touch into the first week here, on the 2nd of October, we had a solar eclipse new moon in Libra. Okay, so this is already past energy, but this does affect us for the next 3 months. It has a 3-month reach. And this energy affects your fifth house. Okay, so this is a house of parenthood, creativity, romance. I do want to say for some of you, like this can talk about like your family expanding if you're intentionally trying to get pregnant or conceive. You have new life. You have the lovers, you have the Ace of Pentacles, you have the Page of Cups, you have the Hierophant, you have the Four of Wands. There's a lot of kind of like ripe energy for this to take place. And so, if you're trying to do that, you likely have a very good chance to, get busy and make a baby. For those of you who are fertile but are not wanting to have a child, be careful. You might, be careful. Wear protection if you choose. Okay, I'll leave it there. So yeah, it feels like also too during this first half of the month, or during that solar eclipse, the new moon in Libra on the 2nd that happened, your bonds and connections, the bonds are deepening here, and so it's like things are ready to expand, ready to create more, especially when it comes to like creative pursuits or projects, job opportunities, perhaps even like creating a job from a hobby. It's like you have the opportunity to do that. The things that you're putting your creative energy into, if you're going to like open a YouTube video or a YouTube channel, or some sort of like passion project, here it's like you have the opportunity to become public with it, put it in reach of the public, or also like monetize it if you choose. Okay. The Lovers here is also being presented under new life. So the Lovers is an interesting energy. It's your own energy, Gemini associated, but it can talk about love, romance. It can talk about, being in alignment with the choices. It's about choices and decisions here. But it's talking about being in alignment with the things that you love, right? Being in alignment with the things that you wish to create and give birth to, bring life into. And it does talk about relationships here as well. So, I feel that there's kind of like a sweetening and a deepening throughout your relationships this month in general. So be available to that, okay? This first week of October here, which is already done and gone, but it still has likely reach into moving forward. Here, you have the Five of Pentacles, okay? And so what this is talking about is it's almost as if like you may be limiting yourself um, to the experiences that you can have with other people, maybe because you don't see that potential, or maybe you don't see an avenue to connect with other people. For some of you, because it is clarified by the Page of Swords in reverse, this is going to ask you to kind of like reassess um, how you view potentials and possibilities, how you view resources, how you view your own way of seeing it. Because with the Page of Swords in reverse, it's kind of like a rigid, it's kind of like being rigid about the wrong things, right? We need to have more information. We need to gain more information and learn more about what we can potentially connect to, and this can also talk about fears surrounding money. So if you're not, I feel like you have opportunities coming towards you that can bring you good money and can bring you more, but it's going to require you to be open to the idea of change, be open to the idea of learning different things from different people, and also actively connecting to people that are out of your general comfort zone, so it's like no longer keeping yourself small, but also taking the steps to actually, do something about it and learn more about it. It's not being pig-headed anymore, or maybe not pig-headed, but like stubborn about what you know. Because a lot of the times when we think we know the only way, or we think we know the right way, and there's so many different ways to do everything. So just make yourself available to different knowledge. But it does talk about support being available for you, with people who can actually be very supportive for you and who can help you grow financially. Um, and so that is being presented in the first week, okay? Into the second week here, you have the Four of Wands upright, and it's being clarified by Justice, okay? So there's a lot to deal with the home. Some of you may be buying a home. Some of you, if we are dealing with any type of like communal extensions of our home. So like say you want to do an Airbnb, this is where you get everything legalized. This is where you get like all of the things, written and documents taken care of so that you can actually like bring life to that. And that can also be a secondary source of income for you, because that is also something here that during this month, it's like it's in favor of people who are self-employed, or people who are creating passion projects or side hustle hobby projects that can actually yield a fair amount of money, okay? And also those who are having babies, or stabilizing your family. This may be purchasing a home here, okay? For some of you, this could even be friends going in on a home together. I've had a few friends who are like, would you like to? I'm like, well, maybe. Check me in like 10 years, we'll see. So you know, but here on the 9th of October, which is already, it's already happened here. This reading is being done on the 15th of October. On the 9th of October, Jupiter goes retrograde in your sign of Gemini. This also has a reach into February 4th of 2025. So it's got a good range here. You've got some time to utilize this energy. But this gives you opportunities to reassess old projects, or to reassess home projects, to reassess things that maybe you put on the back burner, or maybe you didn't see were a possibility, or you didn't find them to be a viable option. Here we're asked to kind of reestablish, reassess those things. We're asked to revamp situations, so a situation can be an asset here. And for this energy, we have this Four of Wands, which talks about your home life. It talks about the foundation of your home. So for some of you, maybe we need to check the foundation of our home. For some of us, maybe we need to, do some pretty considerable like work on the home, but now it's like, it can't be overlooked anymore. Now it's kind of in your face. So there may be fix-it jobs around the house that need to be taken care of. Leaky roof, foundation of the house, windows, insulation, stuff like that. Some of you, there may be government grants to also help you with that financial burden. But I feel a lot of you, like there's a positive outcome to this. There's a positive energy here, especially for those people who are like trying to do like Airbnb situations or rent out a room. There's positivity that's associated with it. Just make sure that you're doing things on the level and in a legal way. Okay. On the 17th of October, which is in 2 days, we have a full moon in Aries, and this is going to affect your 11th house of support systems, friendships, your communities. So these areas can also be going through kind of a change here, Gemini. And it's going to put a spotlight on like your friends groups, the people and the allies that you have and you hold closest to. And it's going to kind of highlight the people who maybe needed to be weeded out, or maybe have been needing to be weeded out, but we haven't done that yet. And here it's like, again, we want foundations that are stable. We want people in our home and in our life that are good for us, that are stable. So we're going to be fair to ourselves and to those people. And we're going to be, kind of putting things on the chopping block should they need to be put there. And for those of you who, are focusing on the positive relationships in your life, there's a fairness and equality that you are giving to them. There's a blossoming of growth in those areas. Moving into the third week here, you have the Two of Pentacles. And the Two of Pentacles it's a card of extra work. It's a card of trying to find your footing while you're juggling a lot of projects or potential situations, home situations, job situations. It's adding extra work to your already heavy work schedule, but there's positivity in this outcome. There's new growth in this outcome. There's new finances for this energy to be being presented to you. And so in the second half, I'm so sorry, in the second half of the month, it's like we have like this extra duty, extra work to be done. But like I said, at the beginning of this month here, with Mars being in Cancer throughout this month, this is going to be affecting, your increase in money, but it's going to make you juggle a lot. So maybe in this third week here during this month, you might find that your duties have expanded or doubled, tripled, and it's kind of exhausting and maybe bordering on burnout, but the payoff is good. Okay. Also too, Mercury is going into Scorpio. It is, and so it's going to affect your sixth house here, of reputations, your routines, your lifestyle. It's like how you organize your life as well. And so there may be a lot to kind of chew on, a lot to juggle here. Again, I keep getting like, for those of you who are doing like home renovation projects or like, increasing financial ability through passive income for the house, or it's not even passive, it's active income, but like Airbnb stuff or renting out a room. It feels like there's possibilities for good money there, but it's just kind of like an added burden, but that's okay. Everything, everything, Everything good comes to the situations that we put our efforts towards. And so it's like that balancing act is going to pay off, it feels, okay? And it's going to be leaving you in better standing than where you started. Um, and so that's good, you know. Venus is also entering your seventh house of partnerships, which is your close connections, the people that are closest in your life, your relationships, your roommates, the people that are, you know, family members, the ones that are nearest you. And this is going to be a positive benefit in these energies, in this type of like energetic exchange for you. So it feels like there will be extra support. It feels like if you are in like living situations with other people, it's like people picking up the slack, people being able to support you when you kind of need that extra bit of support, you know. People recognizing what you're involving yourself in and saying, hey, would you like some breakfast? Would you like some coffee? Let me help you with this. Let me do the load of laundry. Don't worry about it. I know you're busy. I got you. It's that kind of energy from people that is in your life. And so that within itself is kind of a gift as well. For those of you who are in existing partnerships, it's like your partner, your husband, your wife, like kind of picking up the slack because they know you need the help. Um, you know, and so that can be a positive energy when things kind of seem a little bit hectic here, Gemini. Moving into the fourth week here, you have the Hierophant. You have this clarified by the Page of Cups, and you have this clarified by the Seven of Wands. So during this time, you have Pluto going direct in Capricorn, which is going to affect your 11th house. You know, this is basically like debt, passive income, responsibilities, potential additional income. And, you know, this is going to be like home. So I'm getting a lot of home references in your reading today. For those of you who have like shared resources, I feel it's going to go through a positive shift where it's like situations of doing things are going to kind of make a change for new ways of doing things. So you may have a easier way to navigate things moving forward here financially, or through debt. It feels like you can also clear up some old debts as well. So just be available to change in that regard. But overall, it looks like there's some positive outcomes in your finances, positive outcomes in home relationships, in external relationships to the home, new acquisitions to the home, possible like children, you know, babies being born or conceived, you know, mainly conceived. With this Hierophant as well, it's an interesting energy just because it can talk about, you know, solidifying relationships, you know, weddings. You've got two cards of weddings here, and the Lovers and new life, Ace of Pentacles, legal aspect of it too, two people joining together. So some of you may be planning weddings or experiencing weddings. Either way, though, the Hierophant is a card of tradition. It's a card of education, therapy. You know, it talks about like guru and extra learning. You know, it's a card of forgiveness even, and it does talk about stability in your relationships as well. Now, for those of you who are dealing with things like that, like especially with children, I feel you're doing things to secure um, a family unit. You're doing things to secure your family's stability, the safety of your children. This can also talk about like how you raise your children and, you know, maybe being open to different ways of, you know, being open to different information regarding how children are raised. It may be something where it's like we want to introduce more of a creative aspect to our children's life. You know, we want to bring about some level of like higher learning for them that comes through creativity and through artistry and through emotional expression. And it's it may challenge you a little bit because it might not be how you were raised, and it may challenge your belief system, but it's asking for you to look at things through a different lens so that you can have a better understanding of how people grow, how children grow, and how you can grow through this. For some of you as well, this can talk about influences from other people that may be like affecting your home life, and you may need to put up boundaries for that, especially if you have children. So it's like the people that are cycling in your life, family members, extended family, people that visit your home. For some of you, you may want to protect your children from them or from what they might pick up from them, because kids are sponges. There's a lot about kids here in this reading, so just be mindful of that. And for some of you, this is also in this fourth week, it's asking you to protect your ability to create and create a safe haven in your home that is your space, a personal space for you. It's asking for you to secure a personal space for you, a space for meditation, a space for creativity, artistry, a space for song, music, a space for sculpting, cooking, whatever it is that makes you feel creatively in tuned. It's asking for you to really kind of prioritize that and protect that, and bring that space to life in your home. Oftentimes you know, a home is a home and that's where we live and this and that, but a home is your palace, a home is your kingdom, a home is where you like grow and exist and you thrive. And so creativity may be something that is also very closely associated here. So if you have a spare room that needs to be revamped, make it your shrine, make it your she shed, your dude ranch or whatever. No, not dude ranch. No, that means something else, doesn't it? Man cave or whatever. That's what I meant to say. But it's for you. It's a special place for you, even if it's a little closet. Like, make it yours, make it nice, make it your little temple or your shrine or whatever it is that needs to be there for you. Either way, it's a place where you can manifest and you can create and bring new life into your experience through things that you love, through things that you can expand upon and integrate into your love and into your life. So that's what I have for you. I hope that this reading is helpful. Please like it. I appreciate it. And I will talk to you guys later. Take care. Bye, Gemini.